Hello and welcome to our Wednesday webinar, everyone. My name is Glenn. I am one of your onboarding specialists and also part of our resolution team. I deal with some of the more difficult items. Plus, I also help people get set up. But for the person that most people are here to see and listen to, I would like to introduce our host with the most, Heather Crozier, who is one of our onboarding specialists. Take it away, Heather.
You're so funny. Thanks, Glenn. And I deal with most of the unimportant stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I think I do a pretty good job of helping everyone get set up with their CRM. And that's what we're here to do. And if you've already got set up, then maybe you'll learn some new things. If you haven't signed in and this is the first time you're signing into your CRM today, then we will go over quite a bit of information. With that being said, kind of tell you this right off the bat, I could possibly be talking a little bit too fast. Just tell me to slow down. And we could repeat that, not a problem. Also, this is your chance to learn whatever it is you want to learn about the CRM. So please use that chat at the bottom, chat with us and ask us. We can show you demos. But again, if you have any questions, this is probably one of the best places to come. I mean, our live chat in the bottom right corner is great. It's real people. But this, you actually get a demo if you can join us every couple of weeks. So definitely use the chat and ask away. So that being said, we will let you know, actually, Glenn, you do a great job of telling us about the support. So you can.
You just need a break from talking. I know how it goes,
Yes.
but we do always have support. We're not here just to sell and give you a product. We're here to make sure you get the best out of it. And I do like to say this, and it'll get a laugh out of Heather, but our customer team is 100% homegrown humans. We have not gone to AI. So we are available Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or since Heather's on the other side of the country, we would say 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To get to that, you just go to the bottom right-hand corner of any top producer program, and there's going to be a little circle that looks like a chat bubble. Click on that, reach out, and our friendly team will help you. Now, that is only if you have a time-sensitive issue. If you have something that's not really time-sensitive, please feel free to reach us at support@topproducer.com. Our team, again, all humans, will answer the emails and give you the best information they can. We will, if something comes in to be a super serious problem, we will have somebody call you, and that way we can get you taken care of the best way possible. We do also have our self-help frequently asked questions at support.topproducer.com. Get you looked after, get any of your questions answered, and really, if you're looking for a really great way to get used to using the software, we do offer our paid concierge program where you could have a chance to work with myself or Heather, or we're adding a couple of new members to our team soon, so there'll be some really cool people to hang out with.
I just saw that question there from Wendy, and absolutely, we will be going over that as well. The new Home Intel.
Yes, that is something new that's going to be going live tomorrow evening. So it is something pretty cool. So we will try to give you the best information we have. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to demo it because we don't have a demo account to use that on. So we can just at least explain it. So shall we get going? And this is where Heather takes all the reins because she's the amazing one who knows everything.
Yay. And with that being said too, really quickly about the, if anyone here is from Canada, because myself and Glenn are both in Canada. Unfortunately, Home Intel is not quite available for any Canadian users at this time. So it's only if you are in the States that you get to take advantage of this new program. And you know what, if you all sign up today, it's really only $1 for the first 60 days. So you're not really out anything. I mean, I don't even think you get a chocolate bar for $1. So for 60 days to try it for $1, at least it gives you that option to see if you're going to like it. I can kind of go over a little bit of information, but like Glenn said, we don't have a demo for it. And there is, yes, there's been pop-ups for it. You can also watch a little quick video. And I believe when you click on the pop-up and it says learn more, there's also a button that says view sample report. So that'll show you like really what the report is that goes out to your customers. And also another really quick thing is that you can send it to everyone automatically, which is nice. So instead of having to go through customer one by one, you do have the option if you want to auto send it. So we'll kind of touch base with that a little bit more near the end as well. So let's dive in. Also, another thing I like to kind of stay away from is going too much into detail in the settings. Unless you need help in the settings, please let us know. Otherwise, it's very self-explanatory. We're going to show you how you can get there. We will go over each of the tabs, but we don't stay in there too long because there is a lot of information to cover in the short time that we have. So hopefully by now, you are either, maybe you're an older client or a customer of ours and you've been using 8i and you're coming over to TPX, or you're newer to TPX. Maybe this is your first time. Maybe you're not even a customer yet and you're thinking about getting the CRM. So with that being said, if you've signed up if you're an 8i user, actually, you can go to TPX in your 8i. Right at the very top, you get a TPX button. You can click on that and that'll bring you right over. If you're new to Top Producer X, Top Producer, and you just recently signed up, you would have received an email with your username and password. Once there, and there should be a link on there that you can click to sign in. So once you go in, it automatically brings you into the My Information tab. So you're going to fill this My Information tab out, and it's actually in your settings. So also, I do suggest highly when you're filling out that My Information, make sure that your address on there is not your personal address, that it's your broker's address, because this information will go onto your marketing, like your market snapshot report and such. So all this information should be something that you're okay giving out to the general public and your clients. Once you do that, it will prompt you to add a contact. I always say add yourself, because you can use yourself as a test account. You can go in and send yourself an email, send yourself a market snapshot, and you just kind of really see how that works and what you're sending to your customers as well. And then once you've added your contact, then you can go back and do the rest of your settings. So we're going to quickly just kind of go over these settings. I'm just going to explain each tab. If you've already done this, great. If all of you in here have already done this and you want to just say, yes, done it, I can probably skip past this part. Otherwise, I will quickly go through all these tabs and what you need to put in there. And if there's any that you're stuck on that's not working for you and you're like, you just don't get it, please also let us know in the chat and we'll help you. So we've done the My Information. Notifications is for if you have any leads coming into your program, or like maybe Social Connect or another lead program, you can turn this on so you will get notified by text or email. You can also turn on task reminders. I know myself, when I add an appointment, like yesterday, I added a dentist appointment to my calendar and I put on 3 notifications. I know this is kind of ridiculous, but I think I have one for 2 days before, 1 day before, and 1 hour. This is how busy I am right now that I need that notification. So you can put on task reminders and you can be notified when you have a phone call to make, when you have an appointment, whatever the case may be. Notifications, calendar sync. If, again, you're like me and you use your calendar a lot on your phone or your tablet or whatnot, you can do your calendar sync just using one email address. So it'll be your default email address that you have added with your calendar. Contact sync and import contacts. I'm going to quickly go over this. Always import first. You don't have to do either or. You can, maybe you're just going to import, maybe you don't sync, but if you're going to do both, make sure to import first, and that way you don't have any duplicates. And then you can do contact sync. Again, if you're importing, make sure to follow along with the mapping. If you just press import, scroll all the way down and press import, and you don't actually do the right mapping, none of your information will come over if it says not mapped. So it's a really easy process. Again, if you're confused by the process or it's not making sense to you, then please let us know in the chat and or let us know in our live chat and they'll help you out. Email integration, this is an important one. So this is great for, especially if you have plans with automatic emails going out. Also, if you, I'm trying to think. Automatic emails going out. But this, again, it's a great to have everything all in one place. Now, keep in mind, when you do set this up though, the email address you have is what your customers will see. They see nothing to do with Top Producer. They only see your email. So when you send from here, it's actually sending from your email server. So with that being said, if you're using a Gmail, you have a copy of your email here, you have a copy of your email in Gmail as well. Another benefit to sending from here, apart from the auto send, is that if you send from here, we also have a read receipt. So if you're keeping up with an important client or somebody you're just curious if they're actually seeing your emails, you can see if they've opened and read your emails or not. Email signature is also really important. You don't want to send out blank emails, especially auto send emails. Make sure you put a signature in here so they can see who the email is coming from. Maybe you have a photo and your logo or your website name, your email address, your phone number, anything that you want your customers to have a copy of. Definitely put that in here. Okay. Lead providers. Some of this information will have already been filled out for you from putting your notifications in. If you have multiple leads coming in from different sources, say maybe you have realtor.com or iHomeFinder or something like that, you can use so it'd usually be your first name dot last name at myleads.io, but you can come in here and copy this address and then put it on the back end of where your leads are coming in from. So if you have this like realtor.com, you go into realtor.com website and you do it as lead forwarding, put that address in, and then that way your leads are coming directly into your CRM, which then you can have auto response turned on and such. Okay.
I do see a couple of questions, Heather.
So I'm going to take a break from talking.
Yes. So Wendy, this is where if your leads are coming in and they're not coming in through this email address, and yours will be different than mine. Because Heather and I are both puppy parents, we called our test account Puppy Paws. So that's why it says that. But the @myleads.io is the email address that all your leads need to come from. If they're not flowing through that and coming into Top Producer, that's why you may not be getting notifications. So let's double check that. Make sure if it is Social Connect, you may want to double check to make sure these are set up. Now, Mitch asking about email showing for Market Snapshot with market.snapshot@email.topmarketer.net. That can happen. There is sometimes that snapshots will go out through what we call SendGrid. It should not be sending to trash. If that is something that you're experiencing, that every client is getting it sent to trash, let us know by going to our support team. Usually you would find them down here in the bottom right corner, but as I'm fond of saying, I have abused this version of the account to the point that things are broken here. I break them so you don't have to.
If I can just quickly add though about the send to trash, like I still use a Hotmail from the 90s. Yes, I just dated myself a little bit, but anyways, all my emails go to trash. Even the people that I know go to trash because I have it set up that way in my settings. So again, that's going to be per customer how they receive their emails. But otherwise, like he said, they shouldn't all be going to trash.
Yeah, if you're experiencing a high volume of them going into trash or into the junk, please reach out to our support team. We'll have somebody take a look at that. You shouldn't be having that issue. That email isn't problematic, and we'll check to find out why it's doing that to you. We just want to make sure you get the information to your clients because it's not good info if it's not in their hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get that. And yeah, so this is one of the important things. Make sure you get this information here in for your leads, and that should work. And then I will pass it back to Heather. I think she had a chance to rest the vocal cords and have a little bit of water, so that she's good to go.
Thank you. Also, Market Snapshot. This is the next one here. If you have this set up, if you do have Market Snapshot, I highly recommend to keep all these toggled on. And there's a reason for this. We're going to go over this a little bit later. So yes, when you're sending Market Snapshot to your buyers, make sure the solds are turned on, the pending, the expired, because this shows them the market. It's a market snapshot report. So we'll explain it and we'll show you and you'll understand a little bit more then. In order to, and also if you have any auto or any leads coming in automatically into your CRM, at the very bottom, you're going to want to turn this feature on. So any leads coming in will automatically get a market snapshot sent to them. Awesome. We like that. Okay. So, and make sure you save. So turn that on, save it at the very bottom. MLS credentials. In order to send a market snapshot, you need to make sure your MLS credentials are set up. Usually this is pretty standard. Don't scroll through. You're going to be scrolling through for a very long time. Start typing in what your MLS board is, and it should populate. Your MLS ID, it's likely numbers. Sometimes people have their names and or letters in front of the numbers. Make sure that you try uppercase if the lowercase doesn't work. Okay. Team management is if you have an account with other agents underneath you. So you're sharing your top producer with multiple accounts. This is where you would come and add other licenses, other accounts. And that way you can see each other's calendars, assign leads to each other, assign tasks to each other. So that's pretty neat. Texting. Now, if you've set this up for the first time already, or you're setting this up, there's a few things to keep in mind. Just over a year ago, they came out with a new law in the States through the FCC that if you choose to use texting on any software platform, doesn't matter if it's CRM, but if you want to use a texting feature on any software, you do have to register your number through the FCC. Once they approve that, then you'll be set up with a new number from Top Producer. This new number only shows is if you're using the texting feature within Top Producer. If you do choose to do that, some people will say, you know what, I don't want to do that because it doesn't show my number. Not going to lie to you guys, but nobody knows anyone's numbers these days. I mean, if my partner, he called me and I didn't have his number in my phone, well, that would be not a very nice girlfriend. But anyways, if that happened and it just came up as a number, I wouldn't know it was him. I mean, I have to do it by putting people's names in there. So don't worry about the phone number. You know, we do try really hard at keeping the same area code so it looks local. But apart from that, don't worry about it. It's a good place to keep everything in one area. And I know, especially with all these new rules coming out, it's just nice to have emails together, text together, all your transactions together, everything, all the information you need for one customer in one place. All right. UI settings. User interface settings. So you don't need to set anything up to use your CRM. This is something I always recommend coming back here and playing with later once you have set everything up. If you like color and you like things to pop, this is a great place to come and change your types, change the type colors, and or if you've added your own types. Every time you add a type, they come in by default as gray. Now, I also highly recommend, and you'll hear me say, I probably say that a lot, highly recommend, but you'll see me say later that I think types are very important because you likely have hundreds, if not thousands of contacts in here. There's no way you know everyone's names, but maybe something might stand out or you can group them. It just makes it really easy to target the right people. And if you know anything about marketing, because I kind of do, targeting the right people, the right audience is a big thing. I love your reaction, Glenn, but it's true. I mean, people just think they need to target every single person. You're wasting so much time doing that. You need to target people, the interested people. And we'll get into that a little bit later, maybe. But anyways, Zillow Connect, if you are or have been a Zillow Premier agent, you can integrate and it will pull over your existing leads from Zillow. That's it. Do we have any more questions we need to go over before I?
No, looks like we did that really quick, which is great because it does segue into how much you like the contacts. We do go over some of our follow-up and how to use contact statuses, types, and customization.
Yeah, I love customization.
Yes, this is one of those things Heather absolutely loves. So I will get back into the demo version and let her get back to talking about it because this is actually some really good stuff. One
It's
thing
so
that,
funny.
one thing we'll reiterate and go over a couple of times. Yeah, you can send out 1,000 emails to just everybody in the world and say, hey, I've got something new. But if you're actually sending that, you might get 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 responses back. But if you have say 70 people you're sending to a very specific targeted message, you're going to get more information back. So let me get it back to you, Heather, and you can take the run.
Absolutely. And talking about like love customization and like being organized, I feel like at this point in my life right now, I need help with this. But I don't use Top Producer as a personal CRM. I would like love, I mean, I'm probably going to throw this out there, but I would love if like this kind of CRM was more general to everyone and not just top producer. I can see the look in your face right now. No, sorry, not just our real estate agents, because I would love to use this organization. I'm just so used to like showing everyone how to do it. I wish I had the same kind of platform for myself. Oh, Glenn, you're funny. I can see his reaction. So
I
anyway,
didn't say a thing.
so after we've set everyone up, one of the most important things to do as a realtor is staying on top of your contacts. And I know a lot of people do not, because I hear it all the time, that they're like, I'm terrible for doing this. I never reach back out to my contacts. Those old contacts or past contacts, whatever you want to call them, clients, leads, can be repeat contacts. They could also be referrals. So it's very important to keep on top of those. And you can do this easily if you are organized. So a couple easy ways to follow up. We actually have, well, we have more than a couple ways. We have a few different ways. So, which is the one thing is I really like about that is that you can find what way works best for you. So it's not just like one, because I mean, everyone likes to do something a little bit differently. So yeah, we're going to kind of dive in on how you can follow up with your leads. So a couple ways you can do this. As we're just looking at the main screen here, the contacts tab on the left, currently you can see where it says overdue. So each tab across the top, you have new, engaged, future, active, close. Those are your sales pipelines. We have a few more here we'll kind of go over in a bit. You can also add your own tabs, again, to keep organized. But what I'm trying to get to is that you can create a follow-up time for each tab. So for example, your new tab should be relatively empty. The only people going into your new tab, if you're using your statuses, and you know what, you don't even have to use your statuses, but let's just say you're getting new leads come in from a lead provider. They'll automatically go into your new. So you get up in the morning, you go into your top producer and you say, oh, I got 2 new people. I need to follow up with these people like right away. And actually even better, if they have an auto response, then, you know, you don't even have to do anything with them yet until they do respond. So engage is usually where you would put them is if they, you're communicating with them, but you're at this point, not really sure if they're a hot or a cold lead. Futures for your contacts that are not ready to buy or sell right now, but they will be in the future. So most of your contacts should be in the future tab. And then active means you're currently working with them. Maybe you're showing them properties or you're helping get their place ready to list. So each of these statuses, you would be reaching out to your contacts at different times. And this is what I mean by follow up. So like a new contact, you would reach out to more off, like right away versus making them wait. A future contact, you wouldn't be reaching out to as often as you would your active contacts you're currently working with. So just by choosing a date, so in the middle here, it says follow-up reminder, you get to choose how often you want to follow up with them. So each tab can be different, which I think is really cool. Do we have some questions here?
Yeah, Wendy's having an issue with realtor.com leads coming in. The only thing that ever actually stops that, Wendy, is if there is some type of a connection issue. Maybe talk to realtor.com, have them take it out. If not, come to our support team and one of our team can go through it with you. We don't have a way to access your realtor.com dashboard. Otherwise we could go in, but you do have to go in through the dashboard, then click on your icon, go to leads, and then go through each individual lead section and have it forward the emails. It usually goes under lead forwarding and then it'll come in. If that's not working, you can either reach out to us or realtor.com to get that fixed. And Mitch is asking about what enables a campaign to start automatically email leads, aside from the social connector smart targeting. So we will go over that for you because it does use the same type of thing. It's called a lead auto forwarding rule, lead response rule. We can show you how to set one of those up and get it going. And if anybody hears a yapping in the background, we apparently just got a delivery, so my dog is going absolutely crazy. So I'm going to go back to Heather so I can mute for a couple of minutes.
That being said, too, I'll also apologize in advance because I have 2 dogs, but I think they're both sleeping behind me, so we're pretty good right now. Same thing, if the door knocks, I'll just mute myself and Glenn will take over. So that's here, which I think is really cool, the follow-up. You get to choose how many days, and then it's just kind of right there in your face. I mean, you're looking at it right now. Yellow for following up, red means it's overdue, and then if it's in white, it means you're good. You've already followed up, so it's no, anyways, you get the point. Does this on all as well? All, if you go to the all tab, do we have the
The
reminder?
alt tab does not have one of them. It's
Okay,
just these
so
specific titles.
so while we're on the status, we're just going to quickly go over this. I did mention the sales pipeline, new, engaged, future, active, closed. All is just all your contacts. So you try not to use this tab too much, because really, if you've got thousands of contacts, this tab isn't going to really do much for you. Follow-up coach is another great, while we're on it, here's another way to follow up. Follow-up coach. This is always going to give you 5 contacts to follow up with when you're in the contacts tab under follow-up coach. Now, if you're a new customer here, you haven't imported your contacts yet, or maybe you've only added 2 people, you're not going to see anyone in here. If maybe you just uploaded your contacts today, it hasn't been 24 hours yet, you still won't see 5 contacts in here yet. So otherwise, if you have more than 25 contacts in your CRM and it's been a while since they've been in there, you should definitely be seeing at least 5 people you could follow up with in here. It's really simple. We suggest to skip the skip. Do not hit the skip, because that just puts that person, you know, pretty much at the back of the line, the back of the list. In other words, you're saying they're not important. In that case, remove them from your database. That's actually probably another way to clean up your database, because, you know, if you're a little overwhelmed, you got all these contacts in here, but you're not even reaching out to half of them. Purge. I love purging. All right. So other way to follow up: email, text, call, send a market snapshot, send a home intel report. So these are, which is yeah, we'll go over that again in a bit, but so
Get a little ahead
really,
of yourself there, Heather.
right, really easy to do to follow up. And you can do this while you're standing in line waiting to get coffee, or you just have a few minutes each day. You go into your follow up 5 people, you're done. If you have, now this is another way to follow up with people, is the automated plans,
Task plans.
task plans, drip campaigns. There's so many different names for them. Let's call them task plans or drip campaigns, whatever you like to use. If you have automated emails going out to your contacts every 2 weeks, once a month, whatever that may be, then maybe you're not going to use a follow-up plan, because you don't want to end up following up with them for the wrong things or overdoing it, I guess. So I would find what works best for you. And maybe you have a task plan, but you're not reaching every single person. So definitely different things you can do there. Anything you want to add to that, Glenn?
No, I'll just as a quick demonstration, I'll show you how quick this can be. Like Heather said, if you're waiting for a coffee at your favorite coffee location, you can open this up on your cell phone, which will tell you how to do. Find your person, click on them. It's like, oh, okay, so I actually spoke to this person the other day via call, and they're still not ready, maybe in a month. So I've got that. I'm going to schedule myself a call a month out to, let's say, 25th of November, call to see if they are ready. So there you go. I have contacted, put communication in, put a note in, and I've also set up a future task for a month out. And that took 2 seconds. So if you, well,
Apart from not
30
making
seconds. Yeah. So you can see, let's say you've got somebody here and it's like, okay, I haven't talked to this person in a bit. You could say this person,
Send an email.
they're engaged. So they're already, they're communicating with us to get things going. So we're just going to change their status. And then you can sit here and you've moved them to this location and you save the wrap up. It's that simple. Now these will come up. New contacts, like Heather had said, will come up every day. If you've just imported, that'll come up every 3 days. Your sphere does show up every 60. Future come up every 120, and then everybody else who doesn't have anything comes up every 180 days. The real thing I like to mention about this is it's 5 people a day. If you use this every day and only work 300 days a year, which I know most of you work 365, if you only work 300, you're going to do 1,500 people with a touch every year. Looking at our account here, 505 contacts. We're going to go through this database almost 3 times. Just think of how easy that is to take care of that. Sending just a quick informational bit to them. As Heather said, an email. We could go here, send an email, compose, grab one of my templates. There we go. Hit send email and it's done. It's that simple. So yeah, keep up with people. You will get those repeat clients, those referrals, and family members will keep coming to you. You'll be busy for the rest of your life as long as you want to keep working.
The rest of your life.
Well, we're to that state where we're all going to work until the last day. So
It makes me sad. Okay.
I know. That was something fun now, Heather, now that I
Right?
just brought the mood down.
So definitely use your types. I already said this, and this again is another way that you can easily follow up with people, but then group them because it is important to reach the right people. So you can give people your types, your like whatever stands out to you. You're all different realtors, and I say this because you're on different parts of the country. You have maybe different people that you like. I've met realtors that specifically work with retired people, or like they kind of focus more on those, or maybe on new builds, or I have realtors that only want to work with sellers specifically. And sometimes you're a little bit all over the place. Maybe you work with military families, maybe you're lucky and you have cash only buyers, or you have an ABC list. You have all these different things that can stand out to you as a realtor, and you need to put these in as your type, because this is where you can easily group those contacts in the right place and give them the right information that they need as a customer. Hopefully I am making sense. I love that you have Frankfurters clients. That just warms my heart. Okay, so Glenn's here showing you how easy it is to add a type to your contacts. Not one by one, but like a few at a time. You're like, okay, I know all these customers. We're gonna select them all in the top on those little icons. You choose the tag. Yeah, and then you type in here. Now there's already a list that you can choose from. If it's not in the list, start typing it in and you can add. So here, cash sales is not an option in the list. So Glenn just added this, and then you'll say add contact types.
I love how you said cash shales.
Did I say shales? Oh,
You did. You went
probably.
quickly. It was cash shales. I
I've
thought
been
it was
talking so much today. If you can hear my voice, I'm done. Oh, so okay, so let's just say you have, you're lucky you have cash sales. This likely doesn't happen very often. Maybe in your area it does, who knows? But let's just say you want to target all of these specific contacts. Once you've created that type, you can go click right on it. Click right on there. Not that
So
way.
if I actually click on,
It's kind of touchy, but so there you go. You can see how easy it is to group your contacts, because maybe you want to send them all an email at the same time, or put them all in a plan at the same time, because you would say something different to their cash buyers than you would to people that need a loan or whatever it is. Like you kind of getting the idea. I'm just using this as an example. And Glenn is here showing you quickly how easy you can add a plan. So that's one way to do it. Another really quick way to use your types and keep organized and be able to get to them really quickly is creating a tab at the top. So like I said, you may or may not use your statuses. Some people might just use types. You may or may not use your statuses. If you don't use your status, clean up your bar at the top and remove them. So yeah, you can delete them, and you're not deleting the customers in it. You're just removing the tab. They're still going to be in the all. But then now you want to focus on creating your own tabs. And just so you know, some of these tabs can't be deleted. And you'll know because it won't let you. But all the status ones you can. So now you want to go and create your own tab because you have a specific group of people that you reach out to more often than you do others, right? So we're going to create tab, and maybe we're going to add a few contacts to this, or a few types to this one tab. So you might want to call it A list. A list. And we're going to add a few types to the A list. So cash sales, that would definitely be a list person. Dog lover, absolutely. We're going to put dog lover in there. And Frankfurter. Frankfurter is my dog, by the way. I
He
love
has a wiener dog, so
I
they
have
named
a
it
wiener
Frankfurt.
dog. He's so cute. And I have a mini golden doodle too. They're so cute. Okay, so create tab. And now all those types are created in the A-list tab. So that easy. And it's there, it's in front of your face, right at the top. Go ahead and show them, Glenn, just in case they missed it. Awesome. Here's your tab right here. It shows you that there's 30 contacts in there from the types that you just added. So now at any time, you can come in here and select these and send them an email or put them on the same plan. That easy and done. Hopefully that made sense to everyone. Again, I might have been going a little bit too fast, but the great thing about this is that it will be advertised later on, or will be posted later on, that you can go back and rewatch it and pause where you need to pause. But definitely use this if you want to stay organized, and it will save you time and headaches.
Yeah, I
This is
usually
what I
go
need.
out and edit it after to take out one or two of our hiccups and edit it for time and then post it up on YouTube. So it'll be there later, and we will mention the YouTube link at the end of the video.
Awesome. Thanks. So what's next? We did types, we did follow-ups.
So the one thing I will say is, let's say if you do all these changes and you all of a sudden go, oh, I do need everything back the way it was.
Oh.
You can once again go over here to manage tabs, click on it and reset tabs to defaults. You reset tabs and everything's back to the way it was. Quick and easy. That way, if you have made a little bit of a mistake, you can get everything back. So let's see, what is next?
Well, talking about organization, before we jump into property insights, which I love as well, but before we go into property insights, let's quickly show everyone the dashboard, because we are talking about customization, and I think this is cool. I think everything should be customized.
I agree. No, I totally agree.
Well, and I just think it's really neat because, again, everyone works differently, and you have, what works for you and doesn't work for others, and so on. So this is really cool. The homepage, you have follow-up, tasks, new contacts, you have activity, you have transactions on here. You have a ton of different, like literally it's like almost everything on one page. So what you can do is in the top right corner, you can hit the edit layout and you can move this around, and maybe transactions is more important to you than anything else. I'm just throwing this out here, that you can click the edit layout.
Yeah, it does
And
help if I hit the edit layout button.
because you're going too fast.
That's not unusual.
And you can drag it to the top, and that's what you're going to see when you first sign in here. So again, I think customization is important. If you want to do this, cool. If you don't want to do it, that's cool too, but you have the option. Make sure that you click the save after you've put it in the layout that you prefer.
Yeah, and as before, if you need to put it back to normal, reset, and reset you go.
There you go. All done. All right, property insights. This is a cool one. It's only if you're working with buyers. I mean, if you're working with buyers and sellers, this is great, but this is for buyers only, not for sellers. And this is for yourself to stay organized. It's also, I think, a pretty cool tool to keep how to say, a record of the time and date that you've showed your customer the properties. So I guess that's really important now, but it's also a pretty cool way to get to know your customers, because if you don't already know them personally, it could be really hard trying to figure out what a customer is really looking for. But if you're using this and you're making your notes, as you should, which you can also do on your phone, because you have no excuse. You can do this on your phone or your tablet now while you're there showing the property. So when they're saying this, you're just kind of making little notes on here and it's done. You don't have to try and, rack your brain about it after, kind of, what did this person say? So quickly show you how this works. Property Insights is going to be where you keep a list of the homes that your buyer is either interested in looking at. You might think that maybe they're interested in looking at a property, or you have shown it to them, they made an offer, any of these things here. So we have Property Insights. What we're going to do is we're going to go add a couple so you can see how easy this is. So you go add property, you can add it by address, or you can add it by MLS ID. Now, I'm going to just let you know already that you do have to have your MLS credentials set up in order to use this as well. because it does pull from the MLS. So if you're typing in the address, you're going to see, as Glenn has here, it's going to populate. So don't try and go really fast and then it says it's not found. It's not found. It's going to be by whatever comes in your pop-up down below. It does have to be in the MLS that you've added to MLS credentials. So if the listing is not in that MLS board, it's not going to come up as well. So here yet, you're going to add your MLS and then inquired on. So maybe the customer inquired on this property. Maybe you showed it to them, but you can choose your interest. And yeah, there you go. Sent to client. Love it. So now here, let's just say, okay, they inquired on it, but now you showed it to them. You can change the interest. But this little tiny notepad right beside the trash can, you can click on the notepad. And this is where you can make your notes about, you know, love the location, that it's waterfront property, love the deck around the house, that maybe it needs like an updated bathroom and kitchen. These are like little things that you're going to kind of get to know what your customers like as they're looking at a few houses, but keeping these notes are going to, you know, keep you on top of the game. But you can also, in that little notepad, I don't know if Glenn showed you, but you can add the date and time that you showed them the house. So that's really important information. And then right from the same place, if they put in an offer on the house, then you can go and add your transaction right after that. Also creating the notes, which I kind of skipped a little bit, but creating these notes, you're going to see them in here. You're also going to see them under the notes, and you're going to see them under the dashboard, under the most recent notes. So it kind of all flows together really nicely. Don't show properties we send in snapshot, correct? Now how does that?
No. So property insights is more for you. And I'll answer both your questions real quick here, Wendy, because the first one is an easy answer. Is there a way to add an attachment to a contact? Unfortunately, no. That is something that we used to have in Top Producer 8i. However, it does limit to having your information on our servers. It is better to put them into, say, your Google Drive, your iCloud, or your OneDrive from Microsoft, and then just put a link into the recent notes so you can click on that to get to them. Now, property insights are completely different from a snapshot. Now, you have the possibility that if you're sending a snapshot, so let's say I'm sending a snapshot to this customer with a $450,000 price, 3 beds, 2 baths, and in their specific zip code, it is possible this house will also come up on that and they can see how it is compared to the other areas. But this is more a tool for you for when you're showing houses to clients. You can put it here onto their contact record. So it may be on their market snapshot, but it'll be on the client record, and you can put those notes you have, because inadvertently, 2 weeks down the road, the customer is going to be like, hey, you know, I saw this really cool house on 7567 Morrison Avenue. Can we take a look at it? And you'll be able to look in here and go, oh yeah, we looked at that a couple of weeks ago. Is there something you wanted to double check? We could put an offer in. So it's a great way to keep everything organized and peace of mind for you, because then you don't have to jump around.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the customer doesn't even remember the address, but because you put it in here, you'll remember the address. Yeah. Market snapshots should be, we're going to actually go over market snapshots right after this. But we'll just wait till we get to the market snapshots and you're going to see the difference in that. If you are using Social Connect, if you are signed up for Social Connect, you will notice that if you have any of the ads that are built with either your own active listings or sold properties, the ad that they clicked on, it will show the address under Property Insights. They come in through that. Just not, no, actually, I'm wondering about Market Snapshot. I could be wrong. You know, when they click the little heart, does that come in? Does it come into Property Insights?
No, it does come in as an
email,
a note and an email to the client.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it came in under Property Insights, but that would be a great feature. Development team, hopefully they're listening to this.
Well, I'm highlighting the feedback button, which is a great feature. And Heather, if you want to let our developers and leadership know, click on the feedback button and send it in. The more people that send that information in, the more chance of it being put into the software. So click on that,
Absolutely.
abuse our team, our developers and our leadership by making them see what you folks want, because you're the ones who are using it. We're just the geeks that are setting everything up.
Awesome. Now let's go over snapshots, because this is kind of next. Well, it's a report that you're going to send out. And this is, I had mentioned earlier that when you're filling in the market snapshot under your settings, you want to make sure that everything's toggled on. You're going to see why. Market snapshots are pretty cool for a few things. You can send to buyers. You can also send to sellers. Now, these are set up to send to your customers individually. The reason why is because every buyer and seller is different. So when you're sending to a buyer, you're not just sending them, here's a bunch of listings. You're sending them listings based on their criteria. So what I can afford and what my neighbor can afford, or so on, anyone else can afford, is going to be different. What we want is going to be different. You know, I don't want to live in the city. I want an older home. I don't want a new build. I want something with character. You know, maybe 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. That's good. Whatever, little bungalow style. Like, those are specifics that your buyers want. So you're not just thinking about sending out a mass report to hit every single person. You're thinking about setting up a market snapshot to target that buyer seller individually. So it helps them get faster to what they're looking for, because you're going to put this information in. So you're going to search within the areas that they prefer to have homes in. You're going to put down the credentials that they would like, because you can put, so like I said, I like older homes. You can put in the years of the homes, right? So lots of good information you can do. And if you haven't sent a market snapshot yet, or you haven't really played around with it, get in there. I'm going to use this again. Highly suggest get in there and send yourself a market snapshot report so you can understand it a little bit more, even though you're seeing this. So we're sending to a buyer right now, to Olga, which is also a fake customer, by the way. We're targeting a zip code, and then we're going to search within states, multiple zip codes or other zip codes, cities, areas, counties, even subdivisions. Now, also keep in mind, the more information you put in here, the smaller your search is going to be. However, if you are sending to a buyer, you don't want to send them 100 listings. So with that in mind, this program will only send 100 at a time max anyway. But like, you're sending to a buyer, you want to kind of probably keep it around 20 or less listings, because otherwise they're going to be like, that's a lot. They're overwhelmed. This is a big decision. I know I'm very indecisive, so don't put a whole bunch of
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that.
don't put a whole bunch of options in front of me, because I'm going to have a hard time choosing, right? So set this up, get to know your clients, and set this up individually for your clients. So once you're happy with this, I think he sent it. Did you send it
No, I
already?
clicked on preview. I always like to
Okay, you
preview,
did. Awesome.
because the
So,
reason I do this is because, exactly like Heather said,
yeah.
this has brought 242 things because we just put in a zip code. So you've got ranging from 370,000 all the way to up to basically 1.4 million.
Yeah. Obviously, anyone that's going to buy for 1.4 million is not going to buy for 375,000. So this
Exactly.
again is where you adjust this. Also, we're not going to send 242 listings, but preview it before sending it, because that way you have a good idea of what. So you're going to put in a mil. Okay. There
Yeah.
you go. So this is going to be, and now you can again go and preview this. 43 listings. So this is a little bit more reasonable. But still, we're just going to send this now so you can see how the report's going to look, and what I mean by sending sold properties to your buyers. This is the reason why. But don't worry, we're going to explain how they can just look at the new for sale. My goodness, we get
Are
it.
you having trouble with English today, Heather?
I'm having trouble in just talking in general.
Because a
Okay,
friend of mine once said, after speaking a long time, I can't English anymore.
yeah. Just get to a point in the day where you're like, I've done enough talking. I am done. Okay. So now we're going to just refresh this, because you've just sent your report. Maybe click on a new tab, click back into snapshots, and there's your report there. So the cool thing about here is that you're going to see your customer's activity if they've been opening the report. Now, if you have a really hot customer, hot lead, is that what you, yeah.
Hot lead, yes, it would be a hot lead.
Or a hot customer, maybe they're both. Anyway, if you have a hot lead, they're probably really going to be looking at this report and you're going to be able to see that they're looking at it. If they're, potentials and they're not leads yet, but they're potential leads and you want them to get clicking, then let them know, hey, I send you a market snapshot report. Go have a look at them, get their interest going, right? So this here, you can see their activity. Now, let's see what the report looks like. We're going to click on view report. I'd like to say to our development team, I really wish that this would get updated as well. I mean, I like it. It's nice. I would just like to see it updated. So this is the reason why we're keeping your solds on here. Average sold price 3%, average days on market 96 days. So if we took the solds right off out of your settings, under the market snapshot, under the settings, and we took all the solds off to send to buyers, it's going to say average sold price 0%, average days on market is 0. And the market looks kind of terrible. I mean, I don't know if I want to buy in that market if that's what it looked like. But so we're looking at this report and there's like, well, there's 21 solds and 3 pendings, and I don't want to have to scroll through all of these. So go ahead and click on the sold. And that just eliminates it and the pending or whatever. And now you're just going to see, exactly. Now you're just going to see the ones that are for sale. So this is pretty cool. Go ahead and click on a home that you like. And there's a lot of trees.
That's what I like about it, nature.
I do like that, but then I automatically went to like fall too. And I'm thinking, okay, so what kind of leaves is
these are the type that don't shed.
Okay. Well, that I really like.
Yeah, I'm West Coaster through and through. This is just down. I think if I remember right, those are deciduous. They don't shed the leaves. So most of it is
less cleanup. But yeah,
yeah, there is cedar trees there. So you do get some of the cedar falling off, but it's not like every single leaf falls off like maple trees.
Yes, we have a lot here. So you have your property details at the top right corner. You have all the photos that pull directly from the MLS that you can toggle through. And customers, people in general, they just like looking at pictures of houses. So this is great. They can see all the information, the year it was built. They can see the square footage, how many bedrooms, bathrooms. They get all that information. You can see the map where it's located. The top just above the picture, if they click the little heart, you'll get notified by an email that your customer liked 5370 Golden Eagle, and you'll get that notification. Then you can reach out to them and say, hey, like I just, I got notified that you like this address. Are you interested in going to look at it? We can set up a showing. So, if you're using it right, this is a great tool.
I'm just gobsmacked over this. My wife would absolutely kill for this kitchen. So I did notice we did have a question. We can go over that a little bit later, Mitch. Mitch is using SmartZip. So he's getting the AI and algorithm designed contact list. You do have to, usually you would get a setup call with SmartZip because they are a sister company, and they would send the leads directly into your top producer for you. You could set up a lead auto response plan, or once you get them in, you could just add a lead or a plan to them. Similar to how we showed before, where you highlight a group of people, and then you just add a specific plan to them as you want.
Yeah, we'll quickly go over auto response plans in a moment here once we get done this, because you can set up automated response plans to specific sources that are coming in from online. And you can target either the buyers or the sellers or any of that. So we'll kind of quickly touch base on that. So let's move on. We've covered everything with Market Snapshot. I think it's a great feature if you don't have it.
Yeah, and apparently we're going to have to do this without the slide deck because for some reason my account just signed me out in the middle of a webinar.
I was going to say, what's next? I think it's Social Connect. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I created the slide deck and I can't even remember what's on it.
Well,
but
hopefully it'll put me back into exactly where it was. So, hey, you come for the information, you get the bloopers at the same time.
Right.
So,
all right, here we go. We did property insights. We did market snapshot.
Okay. Thank you, folks, for understanding the technical difficulties of
Technology.
working with computers on a daily basis.
Oh, okay. So this is, before Social Connect. What's new? So you're going to see this, and I do have to update this page. I actually have to update the slide deck for sure. A few things are new and or coming, and this is where we're going to go over a little bit more of that home intel as well. So we have that came out, I want to say maybe 2 months ago, but I could be wrong, is AI author.
Mhm.
So we do have some features of AI in here. It's really easy to use. So if you go click, and we're just going to quickly give you a tutorial on how easy this is to use. It will help you create and generate emails. If you're not sure what to say, this is a tool that can help you. So you can even write in your own email in here and say reword and say ask AI. You can say, I need an email for open house. You got it on, Saturday. Love this. October 26th. Ask
I had
AI.
to do math in my head to figure out which day
There
Saturday
you
was.
go. Now, keep in mind too, I always notice, I feel like AI spits out a huge email, and I think nobody's going to read that. They're going to get through the first paragraph and they're going to be like, okay, next, like it's a lot of reading. People just want to get to the points right now, right? So when you're typing in your box down there, ask AI, you can say, keep to 2 sentences, keep at one paragraph, whatever you want to say. Yeah, shorten the email. You need to get a little bit more specific. I'm sorry, Glenn, but you do. Otherwise, it's still gonna spit out quite a bit. I've tested it.
Well, it did shorten it a bit. I'm the computer tech, and I'm the one who doesn't use AI because I grew up with all the history and movies about what AI would do to us when it took over. So I'm still leery of using it.
You watch too many movies, don't you?
I did, and everything that caused post-apocalyptic Earth was due to AI. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Well, we just live day by day. Anything can happen. So
exactly.
but you can just say, like, in the bar here, you can say, like, create an email, 2 sentences or one paragraph, right? With one paragraph. There you go. And for an open house. You got it. Well, that's okay. It's shorter. It's a big paragraph. It's still
Yeah.
but you get the point. It helps you create something, but anytime you're using AI to help you, use it as a tool. Sometimes I'll write out a whole email and then I'll put it in the AI to polish it up. Like, it will reword it slightly. It fixes grammar, or it maybe changes one word for another word. Use it as a polisher. Use it to help you create something, but make sure you always go back in and put your voice into it, because otherwise, yes, it can sound very robotic. I mean, I know because I use AI, so I get how it works. So I know anytime I get an email that says, hope this finds you well, I'm like, oh, that was created by ChatGPT. So you just really have to know how to use it if you want to. And if you use it right, it can be a great tool. All right, so let's go ahead and close this. And also another thing that's apart from AI author and what's coming out tomorrow, did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay,
But
so next
one,
big thing that's coming out soon is tomorrow is home intel. And I'm sure you already know all about it so far because there's been a million pop-ups. I say sorry about that, but I didn't put those on there. So you have home intel. By the sounds of it, it sounds pretty cool. I think it's going to be something that's very beneficial, especially for this price. It's $1 for the first 60 days. So at least try it for 60 days. I mean, what do you have to lose? $1. You can see the sample report, what it looks like. Now, this is one of those things I know you guys are all going to love, because you can do it automatically to send to everyone. So if you're one of those people, you don't want to sit and market people by targeting specific clients, you could just target every single person at the same time. This is what you're going to use to do it automatically. The customers do have to have an email address and a primary home address. So we'll send them a report on what their home value is. It's pretty cool because they have the option to adjust it as well. All your contact information is on there. So yeah, it just sends out to everyone with one click. You don't have to really do anything, and just wait for a response. There's going to be more information I'm sure we will gather over the next few days once it starts getting out there. And of course, unfortunately, we don't have a demo because this is a product that is only available to use in the States. It's very easy to sign up. If you see one of those pop-ups, like HomeBot. I don't know if I've heard of HomeBot.
Uh, I've heard of HomeBot. I think there's some similarities. I haven't seen enough to see the pros or cons of each one. I'm obviously going to say I like ours because of the fact that it also puts the information on your contact record directly in Top Producer.
Yeah, I
So
think
when
that's
you're looking at the contact, you're going to be able to see their home value and what they could do to increase their investment's worth. So it adds another talking point for when you're talking to them.
absolutely.
And all this information is pulled from readily found and easily attained public records. So therefore it can get that into you can get it without any problem. And it does open up that conversation. Somebody might actually be thinking maybe it's time, but once they see the value of their home, that might actually be the thing that convinces them to make that phone call to you.
Absolutely. Another cool thing I think that's going to be very helpful about this is that you will be able to see their activity in here as well. So that will be posted that if they've been, I believe if they've been viewing it and or if they've made changes to it, but that will be right on your dashboard under recent activities. You'll be able to see that your clients have opened that. Because I mean, obviously, if you're sending this home intel report to thousands of customers, how are you going to find out who's been keeping on top of it? It'll show in your recent activities right on your dashboard who's actually been viewing it. So that's again another way. Oh, okay, this person's been viewing it. I'm going to reach out to this person, right? So,
Now, Wendy has a question that unfortunately, right at this time, we do not have an answer for. I do believe from everything that we've gone through on the pre-launch and everything, that it does just go with the main property. So you may have to set the secondary property as the primary, but that causes problems for the future. That is a very good question. And honestly, and I'm not sales, I don't get a commission when anything's sold, neither Heather or I do. I'm just going to
absolutely.
say, as Heather said at the beginning of the presentation, you can try it for $1. There is no contract. There's no subscription. So anybody who is an existing user who signs up for the dollar, and today's your last day to get that dollar, you get it starting tomorrow afternoon for 60 days. It's just that $1. And there is, as much as we hate to say this in the world, there is a cancel button that you can cancel at any time. We'd hope that you find the value in the use of it, but if it's not working for what you need, you can cancel it at any time.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah. So
mean,
it's $1 for 60 days. And after the 60 days, it's $29.95. So if you find the value in it, then you can keep it and it's not too much out of your pocket. However, if you don't find the value in it, you've lost $1. And I mean, these days, $1 it's really not much. I mean, like I said, I don't even think I can buy a chocolate bar for $1 anymore. That's
and
sad.
ain't it though? I put the link to this page here into the chat, so you can click on that if you don't see it popping up every 25 seconds or 5 seconds in your browser right now. So yeah, that's definitely, it's going to be a very cool tool. It should work out super well for everybody who's looking for it, and we hope that you get a good use out of this. Let's see if this will actually present from this slide. Present.
Oh, you're trying to do the demo. Okay. Oh no.
That's not what I wanted to do.
I was gonna say, I've never seen that.
See, you're all getting to see me absolutely prove that I should not be left without adult supervision, even though I am considered an adult.
Oh, goodness.
Some days, Wednesdays masquerade as Mondays where you haven't got enough sleep.
I think we should change these to Tuesday, like first thing in the morning, get it done.
So the other thing we have that is pretty cool is our social connect. Mitch did bring up another program that is one of our sister companies called SmartZip. We actually don't support that on our side, so Heather and I don't know much about that. It is a secondary program that uses analytics and also AI to predict who might be the better ones to market to in an area.
Hmm.
But let's say you're just looking to get yourself some new contacts. Well, Heather has created this beautiful flowchart, so I'm going to let her explain it.
All right. Well, it's very similar. I hear a lot of realtors say if you already have like social connect ads, this is very similar to what that does. I don't know exactly how social connect ads work, but in the sense that how this works is that it does create ads based on your listings, and it is displayed on Facebook and or Instagram. So also how it works is that you get to pick up to 5 cities to target people that live in those cities to see your ads. So you likely want to pick cities within places that you're gonna be doing work, either where you have listings and or you sell home, or you help people buy homes. So you want to target those people in those up to 5 cities, not zip codes, it's cities. Once you have those cities in, it goes based on an algorithm, so it's targeting people that are already looking at the housing market. With that being said, we do not vet these leads coming in. So they can be buyers, they can be sellers, they can be renters, they can be, I call them looky-loos. Again, just think of it like Glenn said, building your database to bring more contacts in. But you know, if one lead turns out to be a solid lead this is a 6-month contract. If one lead turns out to be solid, that's going to pay for the whole program over, right? So, you know, so when it happens is that they click on the lead, they click on learn more, their information automatically populates from social media. And if they click next, they come into your CRM. Once they come into your CRM, they're already getting automated text, emails, and market snapshots sent to them. All you need to do is call them. So you don't need to follow up with emails or text or anything because they're already getting that information. So just call them. You know, like, hey, this is Glenn. I'm a realtor in Vancouver area. Do you remember clicking on my ad on Facebook? Get the conversation going or whatever the case may be. You can also see the address of the ad that they clicked on. So you can use that in your talking points. But I think one of the most important things to do is a lot of people like, you know, they might be using these different platforms with ads, getting people to come over. But once you've done that, you kind of want to make it a little bit more personal now, right? Like there's so much garbage out there on the internet that at this point, you need them to make it sound like, okay, I'm a real person. This is where I'm located. This is where I sell the houses. Hey, here's my office. Come in and see me, right? So, I mean, unfortunately, you're going to get maybe some garbage leads. You know, it's the number game, but you're going to get some good leads too. You do have to put a little bit of the work in. However, a lot of the work is done for you.
Yeah, like I like to tell people, when you get a client and their email address is mickey@themagickingdom.com, we all know the mouse ain't selling the castle. So you're not going to use that. But this is a great segue into one of the questions we have been asked about automatically having a response plan going to your leads. So with Social Connect, and let me get over here, it does automatically create a Social Connect platform or plan. I don't have it on here, but let me just say if I
Which
were,
we set up. So if you
yeah.
purchase Social Connect, we've already created the plan and set it up for you. You don't need to worry about that. If you
So
have is this where you're going with the auto lead response?
this is where I'm going.
Awesome.
Yeah, because then, see, we're on the same wavelength as always, Heather. So this here is a plan that is automatically created. So we have it. It goes for 84 days just to help nurture somebody. And most of it is just emails. So I customize the plan, I save the plan, and here I have it. Now I can make any changes I want to this, just like any other plan. You see it's here in my list of plans. You'll notice it has the lightning bolt. We come up here and there's a lightning bolt on here for lead response rules. You'll see I have a couple in here, but I'll show you how I created those by using the Social Connect one. So this will automatically set up for you when you have Social Connect, but the steps are the exact same for creating any. So you'd go here to add a lead response rule. You're going to choose it, and we're going to call this one Social Connect Demo. And we're going to say the source is Social Connect. So let's say you were getting these from Zillow, Realtor.com, Realtor.ca here in Canada, or even from your own brokerage. As long as you can get the exact source name, you can put that in. You'll choose which type. So if it is a buyer or a seller, you can have a different response plan. And then we just go here, we choose the one we want, and we save the role. Now, right now I have 3 plans on this account. One is for Realtor.com buyers. If they come through with the source of Realtor.com, they get a specific plan. Zillow buyers, they get a specific plan. And Social Connect buyers, they get a specific plan. So keep in mind, you can get these from our task plan manager. You want the ones that have the lightning bolt. So you can just lead response. And again, if you haven't created one and just want to use one of ours, you go to Browse Templates, click in here to search, and look for the ones that say lead response. Now, these plans can only be attached to somebody who is coming directly into Top Producer. You can't attach them to a contact after they're in. So these, keep in mind, these are just for lead responses. If you are looking to attach a contact plan after the fact, you do want one of the ones that is a contact plan. That way you can connect it to any of your contacts in the database.
Absolutely. So lead response rules should be set up in the sense that you've had zero communication with this person. So you don't want to send them, you don't want to set somebody up in your contacts already that maybe you've talked to in the past, and then making it sound like you've never had any communication with them. So it just sounds like bad communication. So
Yeah, that's a good
awesome.
way to put it.
So we do not have an app. Don't go to the app store, but it is mobile friendly, which means you can add it easily to your cell phone, add it to your home screen, and then it's just a click, and it does, I want to say look like an app, but it fits your phone nicely. So you can add this to your phone or your tablet or any other device that you work on. Now, this is my phone on the picture screen here because I created this, and I use an Android phone, which is like Samsung or Google or any of those. And I know there are a lot of iPhone users that are iPhones. Is that what you call them? Whatever. iPhones? Yeah.
Yes,
I'm having a
you have failed
so,
me, Heather. You have
and
failed me.
not big Apple product, but that's okay. Anyway, so you're going to go to, if you're using a Android, like a Samsung, you can use Google, Microsoft Edge, or any browser that you want to use. That's why I like Android. You can use any browser. You go to crm.topproducer.com and this comes up and you'll see the 3 little dots in the top right corner. Click on there and then click to add to home screen and you're done. And now, Glenn, you can take it away to iPhone users.
For the iPhone users, you could theoretically use any browser you want. However, the problem is if you want to have a home screen icon, you do have to use Safari because of the closed ecosystem of Apple. With it, you would go to crm.topproducer.com through Safari. Along the very bottom, there's going to be 5 icons. Click on the one that looks like a box with an arrow pointing up. Then you just scroll through the options there and you'll find one that says Add to Home Screen. Again, it makes what I like to call a pseudo app because, you know, they always say there's an app for that. But having an actual app does require you to have it updated and authorized by both Apple and Google. And it does require you to have your database on your phone and synchronized. So if you're in a low internet area, your synchronization may not go as quickly as you need. Whereas if you use a website connect like this, it does go over easily.
Yes, you can apply, sorry, you can apply a campaign to a contact that's already in your CRM. You can actually apply it to multiple people as well at a time or singular. So let's just say we're going to show you 2 different ways here how to apply a plan. So you can select multiple people, you can select the group or the type that you want to send it to. And then when you select them all on this page, on the contacts page, you're going to see the icon to add a task plan. And your plan's already created, you go ahead and add the plan. Another way you can do it per customer. So say if you were just working with somebody and you just want to put like a past client plan on them because you just helped them buy a house, you can go to tasks in here. And then in the top right corner, you're going to hit apply plan and you can choose the plan that way as well. You can also do it today, choose the plan that you want to send, and you can have it start a week from today. So you have that option as well.
The other thing with
Hopefully
this
that helped,
is,
Mitch.
yeah, I hope that helps. But also, if you do decide you don't need them on that plan anymore,
Mm.
go to tasks, click on the specific plan, and then unapply.
So we, oops, go ahead.
Go ahead, Heather.
So we do have templates and plans that we've already created, and you can customize yourself. I always suggest customizing them so it does sound a little bit more like you, and or you have the option to create your own. So to see the templates that we have available and the plans we have, if you go down to marketing on the left-hand side, left-hand sidebar, you're going to go to template library. Sorry, I'm going to get you to go to the emails first. If you're going to create your own plans, you're going to want to create your templates first. You can add from scratch. You can take any template in here and you can customize it and save it. And then at the top, we have the plans manager. And the reason they are separate like this too is that some people might just send out a single email versus a plan of emails, right? So, so here we have plans that are already, now if you're going in here for the first time, you might see that it's empty, but you do have the browse templates in the top right corner. So this is our test account that we're using. We have a few more plans in here. So if you go to task plan, you're going to go to marketing on the left-hand toolbar, task plan manager at the top, and you're going to go over to browse templates on the right-hand side. Once you go over to browse templates, there'll be a empty space bar for you that you can go in and type in there.
Sorry, I'm trying to get a link to it at the same time, Heather, so forgive me.
Okay, gotcha.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Click on
So
that.
you're going to get this and you can type in here, you can click on here and it'll show you the plans that we do have available for you to use. And those plans can also be customized. So you go ahead, click on one of the plans, save it to your plans manager, and then you can, you know, change whatever you want in the plan changed.
Yeah, absolutely. So you click on here. I'm going to grab one real quick. You customize. Always put a symbol here. That way you differentiate from yours, and then you can make any changes here that you need.
You can also change out the whole name of it if you want to.
Yep, absolutely. Anything and everything you need. And my link is not working, so let me try this a little bit differently by going here and then putting that link in. There it goes. I beat the computer. So I hope
Awesome.
that helps explain. Sorry, it was kind of erratic because I was trying to get that link for you, but I usually have it set up, but apparently my links aren't working. I better fix that.
Alrighty.
Okay,
So I think
so
we've covered just about everything.
we are at the end. We've gone a little bit over the hour, which we tend to do every now and then. We're both Heather and I are thinking we need to book an hour and a half for this, but we do want to make sure, like we said before, that you do have resources. If you ever need some quick and easy things like that link that I just sent in, you can go to our top producer site at https://support.topproducer.com. You can also at the top of that page find our webinar schedule and the historical recordings. If you ever want to see, you know, Heather and I making very bad mistakes and forgetting how to speak English, just go back and look at the historical ones. You can also find them all on our YouTube page at youtube.com/topproducersoftware. We do have a video library up on our TP support homepage, but that does link to our YouTube. We have a blog at topproducer.com/blog. You can get the latest industry news, top producer news, or just great feedback that we've got from some of our agents over the years using different portions of our software. And we do have a Facebook group at facebook.com/group/topproducersoftware. That's usually reviewed and checked by team members here at Top Producer. So you would be talking to real life people from our company. Last thing, if you do need help, customer care team is available via live chat or email, Monday to Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. And again, you could get a concierge with myself or Heather. And if you're interested in something like that, you can reach out to us, or even our live chat can set that up. They are a paid service, but you do get one of us one-on-one to help you out with anything you need. Top producer wise.
Or Social Connect or the
With
website.
our software, yeah. And unfortunately, this doesn't include the smart zip. So sorry about that, Mitch. We don't know enough about that. You would have to go through that.
Now, I don't know, did we show really quickly how you can easily reach out to SmartStep through Top Producer? You'll go into your marketing on the left-hand side, and at the very top, you'll have smart targeting. And if you do have smart targeting, it'll bring you directly into your smart targeting. Obviously, we don't have it set up here, but then at the very bottom, in the bottom right corner, you'll have your chat there that you can reach out to them.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a good point, Heather.
All
So
right.
we thank you all for sticking around for the hour and 20. I do have this little part that I do have to always mention that all names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. Although there is identification with me and Heather, everybody else is actually a fake name. We have to put that in there because YouTube likes to block things if you have names in them. So we're just covering so you don't lose access to this video.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Yep, we're happy to eat. We'll see you. We go do this every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. Might update that soon. Don't know. We're getting a lot more products. We might need to add. There we go. Let me try it again. We might need to edit the timeline that we do this, but once we do, it will be up on our webinar schedule. So again, thank you all for joining us for this rambling session. Hope you learned something and hope we at least entertained you because we are hopefully entertaining.
Thank you. Have a great day, all. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.